Howdy, all you delicious people. Welcome to another episode of The Simpsons Tapped Out. Hopefully, without a doubt, things go smoothly. Not as if I had a problem, I think, with the last episode, but I don't know, like, every once in a while we'll have, like, little things or whatever, what have you, but yeah, it's kind of like, I'm kind of, like, wanting, quite a bit more story or something like that out of this one, out of this game. Because it's like you can kind of like click in whichever, but like I'm hoping for there to be definitely a lot more things going on in the near future. Hopefully, because otherwise we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna click on this button and I'm gonna click on here, and that's a whole entire episode of just like, hey, I'm just gonna click and click and click and hit buttons here. Um, Not having school is awful. It's like an endless summer vacation. Ah, get a hold of yourself, Lisa. There must be something you can do to tie yourself over. We do need yes, education part one. All right. 24 hours? Do next week's homework for 24 hours? Good God, game. Like, man, like the goals that you guys just have in place with how very few characters you have is just bananas. Like, it does not make sense. Like, I guess that this game just assumes that probably people would be like putting all kinds of money into this game to where you just have endless options. But I'm sorry, I didn't play that way. My apologies, game. So I guess it just naturally assumes that everyone's gonna play into this game and have like $1 million to just blow. I don't know. But that's not speaking to anybody that's like, well, hey man, I'm free to play and I play this game and blah blah blah. Like, I get that. Like, I'm not trying to like sully anyone's way of playing this. You've won one whole donut. Wow. Dude, I need like 1 million of those. One whole donato, and yeah, delouse the youngins. Okay, sure. But it's time again to scratch off. Okay, we get a bomb. We get a mallet of sorts. And we get that. Okay. I guess we always win something, but plant a crop. Yeah, we're gonna plant a crop like we don't stop. All right, so finish challenges for a special bonus prize. Prize 3 donuts. Challenge completed. All right. Woohoo! 13 things are new. Isn't that great? All right. Ooh, we have Santa's little helper. And he only costs 150 donatos. Barney's Bolorama, Hans Molman, Fink's Lab, Duff Brewery. So here's the thing. Yeah. Is there a way to easily get donuts that I'm just not aware of? Like, is there, like, I guess, like, I haven't really, like, sought it out to just, like, see if there's, like, objectives or things somebody could do to get me more donuts. Like, I'm just like, why does it feel like you can get 1 million of these things? I don't know, I guess it maybe probably ties into, like, you having, like, that friend thing tying into, like, if you have 1 million friends and you're playing this game, and like you add them all in or whatever, like you going to another Springfield or whatever might help you. I guess throughout this game more than anything else. Why do I keep clicking on that? I have this kind of thing that I just like to just keep clicking on things that I've already clicked. clicky manner. Anyways, Apu, what do you got going on? Quickie Mart for 4 hour shift? Well, that's just fantastic. Well, yeah, because none of this stuff says I'm going to get donuts anywhere. None of it. We have her gone for 24 hours, resting. So no. I'm not going to fall for that again. You're not going to sucker me in, game. You're not going to sucker me in. What are you going to do, Flanders? I'll do common science. Yes, I'm going to have you do that. What do you got going on, Homer? Buy milk? No, I'll just have you play with your iPad again. Krusty, what do you got going here? I'll just have you gone for 8 hours. Get my producer to do it. No. That's not fun. It's not. Millhouse, what do you got going on? Hide wet bed sheets? Yeah, because I guess you're a bedwetter? Alright. Man, I'm already how long in? 6 minutes in. We're just like what do we got going on, game? Wow. Go ahead and just buy milk, dear sir. Yeah, there we go. I'll just have you hang out. I'll just have you hang out more with your iPad. Isn't that great? All right. What an odd line to deliver. Like, one, he's by nobody, but on top of that, he just has to say what his name is. Hey guys, I'm still Ned Flanders, just so you know, just so you're aware. Hey, just in case you've never played a Simpsons game thing in your life. Just in case. I wanted to, yeah, let's get that dumpster. Let's get that dumpster. I don't know where we're going to put it, but it's going to just, we're going to have a spot for it. And I probably realized that the parking lot at the Cookie Mart, like, most of the parking spots don't seem justified. And man, what if the parking lot was full? Like, I could just see some people, like, trying to get out, and they're going to, like, hurt themselves. And plus, this has no, like, entry exit thing. Like, it just has, like, a drop off, which I just think is hilarious. Where am I going to put this dumpster? Probably more effective if I just, like, put it, like, right next to the thing here. Yeah, just there. Yeah, just. All right. How much money do we have? Can you tell me, game? How much money do I have? $3,000. Hmm. 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 Okay, so. Okay. What does that give me? What does that give me, dear sir? Nothing. Yeah, clean up Springfield.
I thought this was a game.
No, it's not a game. It's you clean up. It's you clean up. That's it. That's all you do. Do I buy this part of land here where Homer is cleaning up? Do I buy the sign here, the signage here? There's a furniture shop over there. Could I portal my way through that?
Almost, I'm on my way.
No, you're not going to Moe's. There is no Moe's in this game.
I wish it was a shooter game.
It's not a shooter game. Yeah, there is no Moe's. Moe's does not exist. Moe's does not exist, dear sir. It just doesn't. Recommend for a person that has no money. I'm hitting the bottom things here, so. Sideshow Bob is spotted. Oh, no. God, why? Why does he move so freaking... Why does he move so fast? Okay. Arrested, Sideshow Bob 2 out of 5. Holy crap, how many, like... I don't think Sideshow Bob comes nearly enough. It's like, man, like...
What?
He should be coming down the
I thought this was
streets.
a game.
It is a game. Good God, Homer, you and your pettiness. I should know better, but I don't.
Quitting time.
Yes, technically, because I have nothing for you to do. So technically, that could be considered quitting time. Okay, so... Uh, where do I want to build? Where do I want to build in this life? Where do I want to fill up the streets at night? Sure, at night I will fill up the streets. Believe me, it will happen. The streets will be filled. With what? I don't know, but they'll definitely be filled. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna fill this spot right here. Look at me filling up the streets at night. Look at me. Now I have this land for reasons I do not understand, but it's there. Well, yeah, so I can't. So that thing has lit up with all that money, but I can't. Like, I can't go over there and say, oh, what a nice window treatment. Like, I can't go over there and just be like, wow, that seems like a thing that I could do at one point in time. Okay, so Millhouse's house made money. Good for him.
Task book closed. Task book opened.
Yes, thank you, Homer, for letting me know that the task book is opened or closed. Uh, didn't I put up a dumpster? Didn't I put a number of these things just out there in the ether? Plus, how much? I only have $640. Yeah, contains over 700 items. Well, how much is a 700 item? Win exclusive prizes. Ah! They say exclusive prizes, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a bunch of stuff all in one shot. That probably just means that you're going to put 30 donuts into that, and you're probably just going to get one piddly thing over time. Every single time you put 30 donuts in there, you're just going to probably get an insignificant thing that you're just going to like, yeah, I didn't want that anyways. And that's what it, like, it's probably one of those, like, orb things or it's like a roll of the dice, what unique thing that you're going to get. But really, what actually is going to happen is you're just going to get stiffed by the man. You're just going to get a one-eyed stiffy, if you know what I mean. From the man. Okay. Oh, let's plant a crop, shall we? Let's plant a more croppity crop we've ever cropped in our lives. Took a big, huge crop. Ooh, income tax is almost done. Isn't that wonderful? Means more money for me. Okay, Apu, what you gonna do? Gonna pray to Ganesh? Uh, feed the octoplets? How would you just pray to Ganesh? How would you just go ahead and just do a little bit of that praying? You know what I'm saying? Just, just pray it on down. Just pray it on down. Okay. Did I hit a different plant than before? Oh no, like, I must have got the plant at the right time, bizarrely. Because there was times before where it would just, like, I think it welted, where it's like, you need to grab these plants at the right time or they're gonna die, technically. Why can't I do anything with that brewery besides hit
Righty then.
buttons?
Now, what can I ding dong diddly do for you?
You can do some sciencey
No!
things. Yes, I said. It's what I need. It's who I am. Who needs a quickie
Steady
mart?
customer.
Evidently, praying Ganesh does. Alright, so we're having people do things and or stuff, and it's just going swimmingly. Yeah, see, that's what happens, I guess. Yeah, you just gotta hit the plant at the perfect time. You just gotta hit it at its stride, or otherwise it's going to die on you.
Ow!
Promote a new product? No, Krusty. Don't do it. Don't promote another product. Just keep doing those, God, was the show just called, like, the Krusty the Clown Show? Was that what it was called? I was kind of expecting it to probably be called something different. Uh,
My
yeah.
name's Ned Flanders.
Was it just me, or did they do an itchy and scratchy like movie in one episode? Like I know they did the radioactive man like movie. They did that. Um, but I think they ended up doing like an itchy and scratchy like movie. And I thought like I think that happened. I also remember the one episode where we end up having like Homer has to bizarrely play baseball for his power plant, like bizarrely. And so we end up finding out that Homer is like tied to actual like athletes, like Daryl Strawberry or something like that. And so, like, I think eventually it ends up getting like completely and utterly tied to Homer to like win the game or something because I think all the athletes end up getting like bizarrish injuries or something like that. Uh, why water have radioactive? But also there was the one episode where we had Homer who repetitiously just got hit with like cannons in the gut to where eventually we end up having him like seeing a doctor and the doctor ends up telling him like, dude, if you get hit in the gut with one more cannon you're gonna die. And so we end up having like Homer deciding like, well, hey, I'm not gonna get hit by a cannon anymore. And I think at the tail end of the episode I think he ends up like talking to like the Smashing Pumpkins or something. Man, like they at some point or another have like these bizarrish celebrity ties to some of these episodes. I think at one point I think they might have had like Michael Jackson. I think was on the show. Uh, Let me know in the comments below any number of celebrities that you probably remember uh, The Simpsons having at some point. But yeah, like it's weird, like, and this is going off of all of just memory. It's not like I go on to like Disney Plus and I scroll through like tons upon tons of episodes and then I come on here with a game plan of just like, oh yeah, I just want to reminisce about all the Simpsons episodes, and I watched like all 100 million of the episodes, and I'm coming on here now reflecting on all of them. No, like this is all just straight up from memory. There was a plethora of time where like I just remember immediately like coming home I think from like either school or work and every single day like the Simpsons would be on and I think I'd watch like one or two episodes of it because it'd be on like some rerun thing. But then eventually we would just eventually like keep seeing the exact same episodes just over and over and over again. But then eventually we eventually saw, as I said the word eventually quite a bit there, we eventually saw, as I said it again, some like newer episodes, like Halloween episodes, like because I think Sundays or whatever had like the newer episodes. We ended up like watching them, watching the newer episodes because like oh hey great this had like a Halloween episodes and those were usually like really just the best ones. Uh, but yeah, in my mind, still probably my favorite episodes would have to be the Radioactive Man movie that they did, just because that one looked that one was just kind of interesting out of all the other ones. But yeah, um, there is honestly like there's not a whole lot going on in this town. There's not a whole lot going on in this, sadly. Like, man, was there popping off dialogue before, but now it's like I guess like it waits till you get to another level, and then it's like, oh well, now like it's like it just becomes a clicker game until you either get donuts and progress faster, or whichever. And so yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear how successful the following episodes are to get eventually if we keep going along with this series. Because it seems that people are interested in it. Like I'm not like then I was like, wow, like this series is actually like I don't know. I just roll the dice for a lot of these series, and luckily things pick up, or uh, like I either like started to recognize like well I guess I should play the game because maybe this something or other has value still in it, and so um like yeah like a thing a game that is tied from a movie or a show or a Marvel or a DC or a something or other, like some kind of like because I guess like reasonably when looking at it you probably I guess do YouTube videos that like I guess like you can get a random success of whichever uh because eventually something will work out or something will visually appeal to somebody. But I guess also like you might as well just like see what is actually trending from like, hey, do people go onto YouTube and watch like Saturday Night Live? Is there a Saturday Night Live game? Well, no. Well, then okay. Like, and I guess that also like will help me out on the other spectrum of things because I also do show and movie reviews. So like if I just stumble upon like a movie or a show game and I just start doing it and then all of a sudden I realize, oh hey yeah, I guess people are really interested in the Simpsons or really interested in Captain Planet, or I guess people might be interested in the Thundercats or something. Then, uh, like I recently started watching the show Freakazoid, and I honestly cannot wait till I have time to get back to it and I can start watching it again. I say, I wish that I had time for it because reasonably, like I am severely bogged down with reviews. Like it's hilarious how like I'm like, you know what? Like I really want to finally get to this one movie and review it finally. But then like right as I plan for that thing to happen, something ends up blowing up in my face. Like I don't know how many numerous times I'll be like, yeah, like I want to review Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, like a zombie movie. I've been waiting for a long time to finally get to this film. And then I realize, oh wait, like there's like four different new released movies that are out right now and like they were nominated for Oscars and so maybe people are interested in those movies. And so like like there's some stuff that just takes a back seat, but then I end up also like putting more work on myself because eventually I just have like 4 or 5 movies that I still have to review um, after like 2 things that I've already reviewed today. Just because like I really want to uh, like one, I have a thing coming up where I'm going to be gone for a bulk of an entire day, so like I'm not going to have time to actually record that day. Like I honestly could just be doing uh like a day where I just don't post something because I'll be gone. Um, but I also am thinking like, well, how about like I try to do some extra work to have at least something on the channels. So I'm like going out, but like I'll have something for someone to see. Uh, because yeah, like there's a lot of times where I don't realize how much work I put onto myself, and until like the day is actually, or what is the equivalent to the day of me recording is like over. I'm like, oh crap, like this video took like 4 hours to do, and this is like the second video that I did for today. I'm like, oh crap, and this video, oh, that took an extra like hour that, and so like it ends up kind of being to where like I most of my videos lately I'm almost like kind of struggling like managing like time really well, to where like we're like at the tail end of my day where I'm still wanting to like, dude, I need to get like 2 other videos out, but like I'm obviously not awake. Like I am not awake enough to be able to get those projects done, to where I'm just like I'm just kind of just nodding off, and I'm just like, well, like I physically cannot, like I can't keep recording. I can't keep going on how I'm going on. So yeah, so hopefully I can find a nice even keel. Like I've really been trying to find like a series that is easy to record, because man, is that severely difficult. But a series that is easy to record, but is also an easy talking point too. Or there's a lot of times where like I have fun bringing up just wild out of the whatever bottle of brain talking points and whatever that, like I wasn't even thinking about like talking about them, but I'm like, hey, how about I just talk about this during this entire video? Like I think Game Grumps does that a lot, where all of a sudden they'll just talk about an entire thing for X amount of time, and it's some like left field like topic that then I'm like, okay, I guess bizarrely they're reminded of some like movie that they saw X amount of time ago. But then also like kind of hearing like the behind the scenes kind of thing of like the Game Grumps, it seems like they have like bits to go on to every episode, to where we end up having it to where like Danny will tell Aaron that's like, well, hey, yeah, in this episode or in the next episode, I'm going to talk about such and such movie, or I'm going to talk about such and such thing. And like you can just see like, oh, well, like yeah, like they had an entire day where I guess they planned like every kind of strategy, where they probably have like a list of just like, oh, okay, well, like uh, in this episode we're going to talk about Metallica, and the next episode we're going to talk about um, like whichever. But then eventually it probably gets to them just being burnt out, to where they just like talk about like them farting during a dinner or something like that, or whatever the heck ends up like in there. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think we're probably just gonna call this one a wrap. Yeah, like very inactive episode of this the Simpsons Tapped Out. Uh, Yeah, more than likely, I would probably usually come in here with a lot more stuff going on with the recording, because yeah, it's just like I said, where it's just me just hitting buttons. But with that said, I guess we're gonna hit buttons and get out of here. So yeah. So anyways, yeah. So eventually, in the next couple days, I hope to have content, kind of more put into, not only this channel but the other one as well. Um, because yeah, I'm really trying to. I'm really trying to come up with like, okay, like, I want to set up for the next day, or I want to set up for just like an extra video, so I can just kind of um, feel like I can get videos out faster instead of feeling like I'm like struggling every day to get a video out. And plus, there's just a lot of times where I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock at night, the day of me getting a video out, and here you go. Like a lot of it is just figuring out when to sleep, because my sleep schedule has just been bananas. It's just been kind of all over the place, and like figuring out like when is the perfect time to sit down and say like, okay, like, uh, and plus it's also just being organized. Really, like I've been going based on of like, man, like I'm really going off of like, well, I feel like I want to get this done today, and like that's not the best strategy, but when looking at it, like I'm going to be severely hesitant if I like make a list of things that I'm like, well, I'm going to get this and this and this and this done, because immediately when I have a list of things, I'm immediately just like, I don't want to do this, I want to pull off, I no. And like I need to like feel like if I want to do it, then it gets done. Um, but if there's like a hesitation there, it's just like that's the worst thing in the world, where your like your plan is not going to work out in your head because you're like, yeah, I'd rather just hold that off for another day. And then another day becomes another day, and then another day becomes a week, and then you're just like, yeah, I still haven't gotten to this one thing yet. Like there was one, uh like there's some times that I realize that there's some shows or some movies, because this is much easier to break it down as a review thing than this, because this is just kind of like, hey, this movie or this game might be popular, so I guess keep doing the series, right? Whereas reviews and such is a little bit more challenging or a little bit more difficult, uh, just because of the time it consumes. But on top of that, it's just, uh, you got to figure out like, okay, well, hey, people like this, so I guess I need to do it more, kind of thing. And so I saw that there was like some anime that seemed to like have taken off, and so like I started to just go, well, I guess I should like keep doing videos on it, right? But like to me, I even watched like 4 episodes of this show in a row, and probably you can go onto the other channel and figure out which one that is. Um, but it took me a really long while to get back to it, because I watched the 4 episodes. Then I'm like, okay, well, like I'll get to the review like tonight, and then like tonight ended up being the next night, and like it just snowballed to me just going like, yeah, like it's been like 2 weeks, because obviously there was just some other thing that seemed much more important for me to cover on that day than that thing was, like to me in my mind. But then I was just consistently thinking, it's like, well, yeah, but I'll get back to that, right? I'll have time to get to it, right? But then that was just kind of me just going like, yeah, I just don't want to get to it. I just don't want to get to it. Even if I had time in the world, to get to it. Like I just didn't want to get to it. But eventually, I just sat down and I was like, okay, like pull out all the stops, like stop giving excuses, and then just finish it. And I did, and it went out, and like I was just like, okay, well, because that's the thing. If you hold off on doing a movie review or a show review or whatever, um, those things are like surprisingly, there's some movies that do well regardless of whenever you are to just like put it out there. It's just there's some movies that just have this consistent tying to people that like bizarrely like Terminator 2 was a surprise to me that Terminator 2 did the review of that just did gangbusters. And then I think Terminator 3 um, is quite possibly doing just as well. And I was like, well, is that just because tying into the sequel, or is it just, I don't know. Um, but yeah, but with that, it's great either way. Like I'm not just gonna like be like, okay, well, great that something finally went well, or a franchise of something people are interested in, because reasonably, yeah, like there's certain series and there's certain things that like everybody still loves, and thankfully, I guess I should probably have figured that out a long time ago. That like there's things that have had staying power, like bizarrely, like the Jim Carrey The Mask movie. Like people like still love that film, and they still have hung on to it. And I'm like, well, why? Like it was only a one shot movie. Like the sequel, people might also like, and I immediately ask why. But then I'm like, well, whichever. Like, hey man, like whatever fits your fancy. But with that said, yeah, I think it's about time to call it a day. I'm gonna get out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody.